Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk Live. It is our Thursday edition, and I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. We thank you for joining us. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed On Air. I always say that we saved the best for last here at Central Valley Talk, and joining us live as we are going to be watching and learning and exploring with Hal Raines. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Been a long time.
Yeah, it's been too long, I think.
Yeah, so it's great to see you.
Thank you.
And what's new?
Okay, what's new? We have 4 different pottery studios in Fresno. You know, when I started, we had Clay Mix, which is up here on Abbey. And then there was Clay Hands, which is down by Van Ness and Divisadero. And then there was another place that's Broadway and Divisadero, and that's Scarab Craftsworks.
Okay.
They do lots of things there. And then there's Good Dirt. And Good Dirt is Marks and Bullard. And those people are so much fun. They're really, really great
Marks
people.
and Bullard, okay.
Yeah. And so you can basically find...
That's wrong. My wife works right there, Bullard and Marks, at the vet center.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's a cool area.
Yeah. And so if you're, one of those people who wants to learn how to do things with clay, right. I mean, 4 places to do it where, geez, when I started, we just had Clay Mix. So, and it's good. It's really good.
Right. Now,
COVID helped.
Talk more about that.
Okay. Well, initially when COVID hit, everything was slammed shut,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And people, they were afraid to do anything because, let's face it, we didn't know, and people were dying like crazy.
Right.
So, as a result of that, people got more into the artsy, craftsy things, and they wanted to learn more about that because they were stuck at home.
Right.
So, when people got to a point where they were able to trust that it was safer, even with a mask, they were able to open some studios up again,
right.
With caution and, air filtration. So I was able to get back in the studio, and that was good.
So, talk as we're watching this video right now. Walk us through this.
Okay. Well, this is basically me using underglaze. I've already chattered the bowl. You see where it's upside down? There you go, and I'm signing my name right there. Okay, you see those little kind of rivety, little lumpy pieces? That's called chattering, and basically it's based on rotating the wheel fast enough and getting it to kind of skip, and it's almost like water skiing when you're going over the ridges, so in the water.
Sure.
So it does that intentionally, and I just love that, and that's part of the signature stuff that I do on my pieces.
Right.
'Cause I like the way it looks.
Now, with this right here, this is a different kind of...
Yeah,
Right.
This is me starting out, and I'm using a GIF and grip, and it's one of the things that's kind of a pricey pottery tool, but if you have a GIF and grip, you'll use it all the time. I don't know very many people who have one that just kind of go, geez, this makes your life too easy.
Right.
No, the thing about the GIF and grip is it has these rubber wheels, and they kind of slide in and out,
Okay.
and they'll grip a bowl really snugly, so it's not going anywhere. Unless you're doing something really stupid and the bowl flies off.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's good stuff.
Now, what did you bring today? This is cool.
Okay. Let me just show you how that kind of works on a bowl.
Okay.
Okay, so just basically take a bowl, and when you're throwing a piece, if you get too much slip, think of mud.
Right.
If you get too much slip on a bowl, it's going to be easy for it to collapse. And so basically when you're working on a bowl, you're typically going to hold it like so. Then you use this straight edge on the outside with the bottom typically down, so it'll go where it's holding against the bottom.
Right.
Then you use this particular rib. I don't know if you can see that guy very well. But
Okay.
anyway, so it has this curved place, and it's giving you an opportunity to hold it against your finger.
So it's kind of, right?
Yeah, just kind of flip that sucker around.
Okay.
So, sorry about that. You get your finger stuck in there.
Yeah.
But like this, and
Okay.
it gives you the opportunity
I see.
to go right down in there, and
Okay.
you can smooth it out.
Smooth
It's
it out. Oh,
wonderful.
Yeah. Very
And
nice.
so then you just, sometimes you have a chubby foot, like if you're throwing a piece, like if you just look at your glass just for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking at that glass and you got that much clay, like an inch clay at the bottom, it's way too chubby. So you have to do something to get that clay from the bottom. And
Otherwise,
pull
it just
up.
completely
Yeah,
sits.
it just sits there.
Yeah.
And you have to trim off a lot of clay, and it wastes it, and
Right.
you know.
And then it's then this has turned into not so fun.
Not so good.
Yeah. Now, these pieces
Whoa.
are amazing. Sorry,
thanks.
I've been catching them out of the corner of my eye.
Okay, so this one is something new for me. I have a friend who makes bells, and her bells are fabulous. And she's Ukrainian.
bell.
Yeah, so her name's Marina,
Okay.
and she works out of Scarab. Remember, I just mentioned Scarab.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she sells her bells there, but God, they're all over the place.
Really?
And so, yeah, and so.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see why this is so cool.
Thank you.
Wow.
But hers tend to be really long.
Right, okay,
You know, and
okay.
this is my first attempt at making a bell.
This is freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm wanting to touch everything, and it feels. Talk about the finish.
Okay, well, the finish was easy. You know, it looks like it would be much tougher than it
Right.
was, but actually, it was just a simple dowel. You know,
Okay.
maybe an inch and a half, across.
Right.
And then a buddy of mine just had it hanging out, and he says, "Why don't we make some clay tools?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's make clay tools."
Let's do it, yeah.
So he drilled a big hole in one side of the dowel.
Okay.
Then he used a table saw with some kind of chubby blades on it to cut an X on the other side. So it just became a matter of supporting and stamping X's and O's on it,
Right,
and then
right.
pushing the backside out. So I got some interesting little dimples.
Yeah.
So when you clang it with a piece of wood, well, it's not going to sound quite the same because I don't have it on a string, but. So,
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
about that, people out there on TV land.
That's okay.
But you get a really
Get
nice
a
sound.
real nice sound. Yeah.
Yeah. And these are some tools that actually, let's maybe go to this one.
Sure.
This is just,
that's different.
Yeah, this is a porcelain bowl that I threw relatively thin.
Okay.
And I wanted some ruffled edges simply because, I mean, when you're a potter, why not?
No, right. Yeah. Exactly.
Just whatever feels like it wants to be, that's what you kind of follow.
Yeah. And since you've been doing this, has that been the story for you?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
for some people, no, they have a sketch and they're like, okay, we are going to get this no matter what it takes.
Right.
Whereas me, it's like, okay, what does this clay really want to be today?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I try to follow the lead.
and see where it goes.
Yeah.
It's taking you places. That's
Yeah.
for darn sure.
It's fun. And this one's already sold. You know, I post something online and frequently they'll be gone relatively quickly.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so this one, they like the colors, and I like the colors too. It's pretty striking.
Mm-hmm.
And after I basically did the underglazing, which the video goes into underglazing and trimming and stuff, then I sprayed it with a light metallic, just barely a metallic spray, and then made
and
everything
then
just.
you put some hearts in here too.
Yeah.
Were those easy to craft in?
Yeah, it was just me using underglaze to paint on, and not just think of underglaze as really a paint, but it's clay based,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
okay.
concrete, concrete stain, right?
Sure.
You know, so it's basically some ground up glass that you mix together in your clay if you want to, or just in a kind of a slurry, muddy mix.
Okay.
So and then you just paint it.
Yeah. It looks freaking awesome.
Thank you. It's fun.
What else do we have?
Okay, well, some people liked to chatter, and I'm a real chattery kind of guy. So basically, again, if you're looking at the piece upside
I love
down,
that. Your name, by the way. That looks cool. Hal Raines.
so it's got this little odd-looking design. And if you look at the video again, I'm referencing that. This is just a simple hacksaw, and I busted it off, and then I used a torch to get this guy hot and bent it over with a pair of
Okay.
pliers. And then with the wheel going around, you just kind of hold it, and you want the angle to be sort of bent like that. Sorry. And then you kind of hold it like so. Okay, so you can see I have Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
I'm the Parkinson's potter.
I'm shaky too.
Oh,
I'm worried that I'm gonna get it. I've been shaky for a long time. My grandma had Parkinson's. So
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if it runs in the family, but
I don't know.
that'll be another discussion for another day. But so
Yeah.
my apologies. I'm kind of shaky as well. But so you hold it just like this.
Yeah, loose, kind of loosely.
Uh-huh.
And if you put more pressure on it, it's going to give you a deeper cut.
Okay.
And then with a
I
lot
see.
more puck marks. Again, you can see in the video, I'm kind of referencing that video
Sure.
again. There are two different segments there. One of them is using a wide bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is kind of a shape like this, where it's almost like a KitchenAid mixer bowl, right?
Right.
And so the one I chatted a whole bunch, and the other one I did a lot more underglazing and tools. Do you have time to talk about some
Of course,
tools?
yeah.
Okay,
Darn
cool.
right we do.
I love these tools. These are made by Phil Poberka of Bison Studio Tools.
Okay.
And these are all handmade. He actually hand makes each of the handles.
Wow.
I know. This little old guy, right? I'm 68, so I can say little old guy and not be offended. You know?
Right.
So these are brass. The ferrules here are brass. And so is this little neck guy that holds it together. I don't know if
Okay.
you can see
Let
that.
me see if I can try to get a shot of this.
And then,
So it's this little piece right here.
yeah, that little guy right there is really sharp, and
Okay.
it is carbide. It's a carbide tool. So if you drop them, it's a bad thing because a lot of times they'll shatter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
And then this one is a tool that I really love too. Again, that's a Phil Poberka tool.
Okay.
There are people who copy them, but the quality is not the same. And believe me, I know I used them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been throwing and being a potter for, I think, maybe 7.5 years.
Okay.
And so I've used lots of, copycat stuff and really great stuff. See, here's another one.
And this is a
if
little
you,
bit bigger.
if you use a tool like this, it's going to allow you to shave the bowls and get just a beautiful curve that's going to be really free of a lot of lumpy stuff.
So these are kind of these these three right here make a big difference.
Oh, yeah. I have tools that are inexpensive from when I started, and when you get to the second half of the video, sorry, I'm going there again.
That's okay. Well, by the way, we're gonna play the video here in just a bit.
Okay, so when you go to the second part of the second half of the video with the red bowl, you'll see that I use an inexpensive tool to basically clean up the foot, and that's one of those that you can pick up for $5, $6.
Right.
And you really want to use the inexpensive stuff if you can.
Right.
If your hands are an issue for you and they give you challenges you have to meet and work around,
Right.
then you want to use better tools.
Okay.
Not because it's a snooty thing, but it's because it makes your life better.
Yeah, exactly. We've got about 30 seconds left. If somebody has maybe some questions for you, because we are going to be airing the entire video. I think it's a 9-minute montage that you sent in just a second. But phone number?
559-673-6504, and just leave a message because with so many things, you get so many people calling and wanting to, get political donations.
Oh, I know.
It's like,
ugh. If you don't leave a message, who knows if Hal will get back to you. I'm the same way. Trust me. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You'll have to come back. Don't make it too long next time.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a great upcoming weekend, everybody. That's going to do it for Central Valley Talk this week. I am Austin Reed. We're going to leave you with this video, and this just kind of tease what the whole video will be.
Okay, the whole video is basically about trimming. That's kind of where I go in both videos. I talk about trimming, and I talk about tools. The first part of the video is a blue bowl, kind of teal, and then I apply some underglaze. Then the second one is basically, again, trimming using different tools, inexpensive tools that you can get at a local supplier. Instead of having to take you 6 or 8 months to get a tool just because they're all handmade.
Right.
So that's the difference. Really, is using really high quality versus inexpensive crafter tools for a beginning potter.
Right. Okay. Very good. Check it out, everybody. Here's the video now. Thanks, Hal.
Thank you. We good? Hello, everybody. It's Hal Raines here with you, the Parkinson's Potter. If you've been a potter for very long at all, you always have your favorite tools. I love Bisons and Sin tools. I've got a hacksaw for chattering, so underglazes, primarily Amico. The clay comes from George's in Portland. I encourage you to play in clay every day. I know it's kind of cheesy hearing those chipmunks, but I love the colors. There's something about using the underglazes that allow you to bring the clay to life. So keep that in mind. Contrast, complements, it's up to you, but you just go for it. Here's the give and grip. Some people view it as sort of controversial because they say it doesn't take as much skill to center pieces, and that may be true to some extent, but I'll tell you, when you're working on pieces and they really need to be exact, it's a lot easier to use a give and grip and get consistent results time after time. One of the things I like best about the give and grip is that it has these plastic movable feet that are held in, in a spiral manner. It's just such an adaptable tool. Yeah, it holds the clay snugly. It allows you to do a lot of great trimming. It'll snug everything down and you can get a nice chatter out of it as well. It's expensive, but I think it's worth the price. You'll notice that I trimmed the feet. Well, you need to do the same on your pieces, because if you don't, the bowls or whatever you're working on are going to be lumpy and they're going to rock. Okay, again, more underglaze. Woohoo! This time I'm just going red. And actually from here, I'm going to use a couple different kinds of chattering tools. The one that's close to the bottom that you can see the ridges there as I'm getting ready to pour the red underglaze on. That was done with a bison tool, and I left the link at the end of the video. The other chattering tool is one that I just made. It's a simple hacksaw blade that I zapped with a torch, and then I bent it with a pair of pliers. So you'll find them to be helpful, I think, and not all tools have to be expensive. The ones you can get and make yourself, man, that's the way to go if you can. Okay, so you can see the tool bouncing, This is again just the hacksaw blade that I took and bent over after I got it hot with the torch. You know, experiment. It's the best way to go. Just experiment. Okay, so you can see I'm getting ready to flip the bowl over. Okay, when you're flipping a greenware piece, always use a hard something like a bat and flip the piece over. I've got the one bowl in my hand. I really shouldn't. I should be using a bat to move things. Now I'm changing feet for the Giffen grip, and you see the arms that are sticking out? Those arms will actually move in and they'll snug up to the bowl, so then I can decorate the interior.